Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am doing a follow-up to my New Year's resolutions that I had written down in my planner a year ago. Now, I never actually filmed a video on what I wrote in this journal, but when I kind of browsed through the history of my channel in the past, the 2 years prior, I did a New Year, New Me video, and then the video after that, I did a 2018 goals and resolutions video. I will link those both in the description box of this video, and I'll also pop it up here as a link. And it got me inspired to kind of continue that train with resolutions and goals. And I think I'm going to have a slight twist to it this year to kind of keep myself accountable. So in this video, I'm gonna go back to this book, which I haven't really looked at the details of this in almost a year, which I know is absolutely crazy. So you're gonna get my live reaction to what I was thinking at the time, what I thought I could accomplish. And then I'm going to film like a part 2 to this as a separate video, so this one isn't too lengthy, of what I would like to resolute or have as a goal and accomplishment for the upcoming year, or things I want to do better in or get better at. I'm gonna have as a completely separate video. I'm actually filming this on Christmas Eve, even though I know this will be uploaded days after, because it's just a convenient time for me to film. I'm not working, it's just a chillax night. My parents and my sister and I are going to watch a Christmas movie after, so that will be that. And my brother is at his girlfriend's family Christmas thing, so don't think he's not included. He just has other Christmas plans. So I thought, why not? Let's film this today. I mean, I know I still have 10 days, a week or so of still being able to, literally exactly a week. I still have 7 days to complete maybe some of these things, but there's only so much you can do. There's so much more you can do in a year compared to 7 days. So let's get on started. I'm going to flip to the end of the book in the notes section, and I categorized everything. So I put this year I will ... and then I started with a category. So my word of the year that I had chose is accomplishment. Now, thinking back to when I had wrote that, I think I've accomplished quite a bit this year. In 2019, I had graduated college. I successfully completed my student internship. I started deadlifting in the gym again and feel good about it and don't have as many injuries as I have before. Obviously, there's still some kinks and stuff that I have to kind of work through and are a little bit uncomfortable, or I feel some discomfort in some movements, but it's not to the point where I just physically can't go to the gym. I worked on 3 award shows, the Junos, the Canadian Screen Awards, and the Canada's Walk of Fame. And I had a video that hit 41,000 views in a very short time span. So I would say that is a pretty accurate word of the year. I think I have accomplished that word, accomplishment. So I'm gonna take my red pen here and check that off. That was definitely a feel-good feeling. Okay, so places I want to travel. For this one, I put Europe, and that did end up happening, so I will give a little bit of a check mark there. Now that one holds a little bit of a special place in my heart because it was the first large trip I had went on without my parents or my immediate family, and I had went with my boyfriend. We went for about 3 weeks, and I filmed content every single day, and we just learned the public transportation systems there and learning to deal with language barriers, and we got in a car accident. A lot was thrown at us, but it was definitely an experience, and we definitely have learned from it, and we'll be able to grow and I think be better travel partners to each other and enjoy more trips together just based on that one very large experience. So I put business books to read. And I'm literally laughing because I have not read any of these. I put down Primal Branding, Create Distinction, Start with Why, and The Compound Effect. So I'm gonna put a little red circle beside each of them because those are books that I still would like to read and I'm very interested in. I feel like my book list just continues to grow and grow, and I'm not actually ever able to sit down and read just between my job and my editing at night. I don't really have the time that I can put aside to fully sit down and read a few chapters of a book, but it is something I do want to get better at, so we're gonna take an L on that category. Financial goals was another category, and I left that completely blank. Okay, Clarissa. The next category was hobbies or activities I want to try. So I put kickboxing, Okay, well that didn't happen, so we're gonna put a circle beside it. Pick up skating again. That also didn't really happen. Networking events, that didn't happen, but I felt like I was networking at the award shows that I had volunteered at. So I'm gonna put like a half check mark for that one because I think a half counts. Ninja course, that has not even crossed my mind in the last year. So I'm very interested as to why I put that down. The next category is habits to break. Now I put doubting myself. Okay, I can see where I was coming from with that. I think I have gotten better at not doubting myself. There are definitely moments where I find myself questioning if I'm making the right decision or if I'm doing something, quote, right. Maybe there isn't even a right way to do it. And thinking about different aspects of my life, I think that I have progressed. So I'm gonna put a check mark on that. Overwhelming myself. I definitely think I'm gonna put a check beside that as well. I think what I meant when I wrote down overwhelming myself was putting too much on my plate. So whether at the time I was in school, I would be making plans with friends and also trying to make a healthy dinner and go to the gym and film a YouTube video that week. That was a lot, and that's stressful as well, for the mind, for my body, for my relationships with my friends, my boyfriend. So just overwhelming myself, I think I have progressed at. Of course, graduating school, I have more free time. But at the same time, with the way my schedule is kind of constructed, I don't at the same time. So I still can catch myself in waves of being overwhelmed in different scenarios, but I think I have gotten better at that. So I'm definitely gonna put a check mark beside it. The next category I put is habits to create. So I put consistency through everything. Okay, well, thinking gym-wise, I'm very, very consistent with that. Whether it's a good gym session or bad, I still get my booty to the gym 4 times a week minimum. And way back when, I would throw some yoga in there too. So I would say I'm very consistent with that. I'm pretty consistent with my YouTube videos. As you can see, I've been trying to upload 2 times a week, every single week. I know there has been a couple weeks where it has, can't say a couple, a few more than a couple that has slipped, but looking at the bigger picture, I do think I have been uploading pretty consistently, so I am happy with that. Consistency through friendships, I think, have been pretty good. I don't have a huge friend group, and I honestly like to keep it that way, at least for now. It's very hard for me to plan time, even with my boyfriend and myself and my sister when she's home from university and myself. So I think that I've been pretty consistent. I'm gonna put a check mark beside that. Relationships. I put make more efforts to see certain friends. I'm gonna check that off because I think that is accurate. Be a good family member. I hope my mom and dad and my sister and brother can attest to this, but I think I've been a pretty good family member. And continuing to grow with my boyfriend and being a strong support system. Okay, I think I've been pretty good with that too. I would say the middle of this year, maybe not so much, but I think I have gotten better as the year has gone on, so I can say that there has been some progress in that. Good deeds. Okay, I don't know, I put that as its own category, but I put talk to more people, and then I put especially new hires at the pool. That's really funny. Okay, so at the pool, I have literally been working out since I was 16, but I'm not there consistently anymore. New hires always feel at 16 years old that, you know, they're kind of the big fish in a big pond. It's funny, I'm using like water references, and they're intimidated. They may be more shy. They may want to ask questions, but feel scared to do so. So just making them feel very welcome and like accepted into the community, and if they do need questions that they can ask and not feel afraid to do so. So I just recently actually did my first deck supervising shift, and I think it went pretty well, and I helped some staff with the evaluations of their kids in their swim classes, and they all thanked me afterwards and appreciated me taking the time to do so. So I think I made them feel comfortable and, you know, accepted. So I'm gonna put a check mark. I also, in brackets for this point, put in Bumble BFF, and that I guess was to talk to more people. And I actually did make a friend through Bumble BFF this year. Shout out, you know who you are, girl. probably see her in a future video, but that was kind of a scary one for me to try, but I actually did, and pretty happy with the outcome. So I will check that one off. The next category was educate myself on, and then I put a few points, entrepreneurship. I'm gonna put a circle beside that because I feel like I wanted to do more research on the entrepreneurship industry, and I wanted to read more books on business owners and such, and I never really did. And I feel like I would be more educated on it the more stories I would hear from other people and their experiences. So I feel like there's still a little bit of growth to be done on that category, so I'm just gonna leave that as a circle. Building a brand, I think I'm gonna put a half check mark, because I think I've been doing pretty good with engaging with the people I do have, as the people who comment on my videos and like my videos and share them and such. And I've been following my analytics a little bit closer and what people like and what people don't like. So I think building a brand is a very, very slow incline, but I'm getting there, so that's why I have the half check mark. And then the third one was learning how to run a podcast. I definitely am gonna put a check mark on that one. I think that I was a little bit nervous when I had first started, thinking that something would go wrong technical wise, the audio would get messed up, I would only end up exporting it somehow to the wrong platform, and the host that it sits on wouldn't do its job, and I don't know, I just had so many fears with it, and like editing questions for myself, and in the end it didn't actually end up being that difficult. It's literally the switch of a button and a few more, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome that I have had for each episode so far. Of course, I've learned little things along the way, what makes things easier, what to talk to the guests about before actually, you know, turning on the mics and getting them comfortable. I think I've learned quite a bit with podcasting, so I'm definitely gonna put a check mark beside it. Okay, the next category is general goals. So I put full focus on YouTube and podcast. I will say that that is a strong check mark. As soon as I had graduated from school and came back from my Europe trip, I went full throttle into YouTube and starting up the podcast, and I, like I said earlier, have been pretty consistent with it, so I will put a check mark with that. The next point I put is become a bartender and become good at it. I'm gonna put a check mark. I did become a bartender earlier this year, and I won't say I'm like a bar star and like the girl that's a 10 out of 10 and can do a million things at once and serve 100 people at once. But I think I'm a pretty personable person, so the guests that I communicate with day to day, the regulars, knowing people's drink orders off the top of my head, just like little things like that to enhance your bartender self are good, if that makes any sense. So I will put a check mark for that one, but I know that there is improvements still to be made, and I'm looking forward to that. The next point is being more present, and then in brackets I put especially in conversations. This one I'm gonna put a half check mark, and I know the people that are closest to me will laugh at this point because not even without trying, I sometimes check out of a conversation, and maybe it's because the conversation has gone so off the path that my brain is just not with it anymore and engaged in what they're speaking about. So I'll remember the first bit of the conversation, but then I'll completely lose the rest. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, I guess it is in some situations, and I need to get better at that. So I will put a half check mark because I know I could be more present in some conversations. Okay, so under general goals, I actually put a few things under YouTube. So I put retain monetization, which I'm not quite there yet, but I know if I can keep pushing that I will. So I can't put a check mark there, but I will put a little circle to like say that it needs to be completed. 1 video a week in school, which I think I did pretty well at, so I will put a check mark there. And then 2 videos a week out of school, which I have done pretty well at, so I will put a check mark there. And then subscribers, I put a minimum of 5K. I'm halfway there. I'm at like 2,500, so not quite there yet. I'll put a circle beside it. And then get better at masking and more graphics. Okay, so those are just very specific to the application of Photoshop. But I'll put circles beside it. I didn't really get to mask that many things for my thumbnails this year, so I'm just gonna leave it as a circle. The next category I put is health and fitness goals. So I put complete another fitness program, and I actually did do that. My boyfriend created me one, so I'll put a check mark for that. From January 5th, 2019, have my glutes grow a minimum of 5 centimeters. Oh my God, okay, well now I have to do math. So my glute size on January 5th was 40.5 inches, but then it like shrunk. In April, it was 40.1 inches, and the most recent one would have been in October, which is 40 inches. I doubt that my glutes had grown 5 centimeters. So I'm gonna say no to that one, but I will leave a circle beside it. The next one is hot yoga at least once a month, okay? That happened for the first 2 months of the year, and then I think I did one in the summer, like one class, and that was it. So we'll put a circle beside that one. Dance at least once a month. I think I've maybe taken 2 dance classes since the beginning of 2019, so that's not very good. And swimming at least once a week. June to August is the little time frame I gave myself. I put a circle beside that because my family, we have a pool, and I barely used it in the summer, so that just goes to show. All right, so second last category, we're almost done. Podcast. I put buying podcast equipment. I did that, so let's put a check mark. Create cover art for podcast. I've done that as well, so let's put a check mark. Record an episode with Kieran, who's my boyfriend. I actually had not done that, so I'm gonna put a circle beside it. 15 podcasts minimum this year. Ooh, that's hard. I don't think I'm quite at 15 yet. I gotta check. Damn, I'm at 10 episodes. You guys see that? I just uploaded my 10th one. I'm 5 away, but it didn't count, so I'll put a circle beside it. 500 listens in the year. I don't think I'm at that, but I feel like I quickly want to check. Okay, so I've had 166 downloads in total. So I guess downloads are listens, so I'll just go with that, 166 downloads. The next point I had under that category is have 3 guests on minimum. I've definitely had over 3, so I'm gonna put a check mark. And the last category I have is the gym category. Now for this one, I put what I wanted to hit for squat, hip thrust, and deadlift. I don't even have bench in here, guys, and bench is probably my favorite compound movement right now. So for my squat, I put 200-pound squat, 1 rep max. I've yet to hit that, unfortunately, so I will put a circle beside it. My squat is a very slow progressing movement. It's already my least favorite movement to do at the gym, quite honestly. So of course you can see how I wouldn't be as motivated to want to hit it. Ooh, this one's good. 315 pounds for hip thrust, 1 rep max. I just recently hit 305, which is 10 pounds away. And I want to say that I will hit this by January 1st of 2020. Look out for that, because if it's not in this video, it will be posted in the next video to prove to you guys that I did hit that one. Hip thrust is one of my favorite movements. Deadlift, I never put a number, but I'm gonna put a check mark because I'm deadlifting again, and that's all that matters. I was a girl who literally, deadlifting had messed up a spot in my back, which I've talked about in my videos before. And doing that movement really aggravated it for quite a while. I had to go to physio, I had to do a ton of like foam rolling, lacrosse ball rolling, stretches every morning and night. It took some rehab for sure to get it back to a normal state. There's still certain positions where I can't sit, like I was wrapping presents earlier, and just being slouched sitting on the ground started to kind of have that pain shoot up again, or like discomfort, it's not so much pain. So I've properly been able to sumo deadlift, and it hasn't affected me in any negative way. So I'm just gonna give me a little self a pat on the back just for being able to do that. And I'm surprised I didn't put bench in here, but that is definitely gonna be included in my New Year's resolutions this next video coming up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really interesting to be able to reflect back on what my mind was thinking a year ago in different aspects of my life, with whether it was with relationships, the gym, school, career-wise. It's very therapeutic and I think helpful to a lot of people who journal or write a little something that they want to get better at or improve on, or a number they want to hit, or a certain amount of money they want to make, I think it is very beneficial to kind of make note of it somewhere and then reflect back on it later on. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to my channel, the notification bell, and the thumbs up button so I know to film more future content like it. Thank you guys so much. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.